we have 4 strings. We need to be able to get them in tune. Many of you have figured out how that is done to some degree, not at all. Okay, excellent. So here's the deal. The first thing we need to know is what is the note of the open string. So without touching any frets, what are the notes of the open strings? And what we're going to do is we're going to play them from our face to the floor. Okay? So the string closest to your face, I'll be talking about face and floor a lot, actually. So the string closest to your face is G. Okay? Oh yeah, let's just hear it. And you have a low G. Excellent. Okay? The next one, the second string from your face, although that's the third string. We'll talk about that in a second. That string is a C. That's your lowest note, and that is middle C. If you sit at a piano, the C that is at your belly button, where you sit in the middle, that's your note. Okay? The next note after that is third above, and that's called E. And the note after that is called A. It's a fourth above, and it's called A. A is here, and G is only one tone lower than A. Okay, so they're quite close. The highest note is the one closest to the floor, but the next highest note is the one closest to your face. Let's agree on something though. The first string is the string closest to the floor. And the fourth string, yes, exactly, groan, groan, groan. And the fourth string is the one closest to our face. It's the way we all talk. We talk usually the highest string is the first string, and the lowest string, except we have this quirky high string, the lowest string is the fourth string. If the violin, because, you know, it's also because like the violin, this is the first string, that's the fourth string, okay? And guitar, it's the same way. We just adopt that terminology. What I really truly recommend though is get yourself some electronic tuning of some kind. This is a tuner that you might buy at a music store. You can find them, you know, you can as like $15, $25. You can even find more expensive ones. And so that's one option. Most of them will work something like this. You want a chromatic tuner, by the way. The one that will recognize any note, so it'll recognize C, C sharp, D, D sharp. If you buy a ukulele tuner, or if you have it on the ukulele function, it will only recognize G, C, E, A, and it's not very useful. So what you want to know is when you're far out where you are exactly. Okay, so look for the chromatic tuners. So you're using the chromatic function. Here, it's giving you the letter A, and then some kind of dial that you're going to cheat it into the middle, basically. Okay, so here I've got an A. Well, what if I was really far out? Now it says G hashtag. Okay, G sharp, I know, most of you have played some music. But G with a hashtag beside it. That is, well, not our note. Neither is it G, though. You know how G is here? G with a hashtag beside it, or G with a sharp symbol beside it, is an in-between note, and we don't want that. So we need to go up the dial until it says A, and then we have to teach that A to be right in the middle. If you're doing some kind of electronic tuning, you have to kind of pluck a little bit regularly. Like something like that. So not just the note has decayed and it's not registering in there anymore. Neither should you do that because you're just kind of overloading it and it won't help. So it's roughly something like that. Okay, there's another form of electronic tuning. Most of us carry smartphones of some description in our pockets now. You can get an app. There are many free ones. There are, I wouldn't pay more than $1 for one, to be honest. There's so many free ones. maybe $3 or something like that. But anyway, there are many options. They work basically the same way. You'll get the letter and then some form of a dial indicating, and you always want to try to get it to the center. Download 2 or 3 free ones on whichever platform you're on, and then keep the one that the interface makes the most sense to you. The disadvantage of that, there's only one small disadvantage. It's just as precise as anything else, but this one disadvantage of it is that it's using the microphone from your phone, so you can't really tune when it's noisy around or when somebody's playing around you. So if you're at the pub and there's 50 other people, you're not going to be able to I have to tune. It's just not going to happen. So you won't be able to use your smartphone there.
Whereas this picks up.
This one is picking up the frequency, the vibration right in the wood. So through a pickup, so you can tune when others are playing around you. It's the principal reason you would choose to carry one of these in your case. Okay, so that's tuning. Let's just double check though. Does everybody play a G? Actually, closest to your face. C. I'm convinced. All right. So, by the way, if you need to remember them, get coffee every afternoon. That might be a good one. For the kids, I usually use green cats eat ants. Just because it's weird enough that it might stick in your head. Green cats eat ants. But get coffee every afternoon seems to be kind of a hit. There's also George Clooney eats apples, which is just a little confusing. I don't know. But there's always get coffee every afternoon. And I always give it to you from your face to the floor. We tend to tune in that direction, even though the string numbers go 1, 2, 3, 4 from the floor to your face.